Hello, my scary friends. Welcome back to another edition of Borderline Texas Trash. I am your host with the most, Uncle Boo. You wonder why I'm doing the show like this? Because this is the Halloween edition. Well, this is episode 77, and I'm throwing a little Halloween in here for you schooly ghouls. Well, I hope everybody's having a good time. Welcome on back to some Borderline Texas Trash, episode 77, my friends. Wow, it's been a long journey. This is our second Halloween on the show, guys. The second annual. Yes, and we're going to have a Halloween party, and I'm going to be doing some podcasting from casting from there for sure. So, keep coming back, because next episode 78 I'll have some of that stuff on there. I hope everybody's having a great week, and of course, if you're listening to this, you made it through the week and it's motherfucking Friday, biatch. Yes, oh yes, the weekend is upon us. Time for some crazy Halloween parties and get to dress up and be people that we're not. That's one thing about a Halloween. You can be anybody, anything. And it's okay to be that. It's pretty awesome. I like to run around acting like I'm a bee. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. That was pretty interesting. I got spiritual. But anyways, guys. Welcome back. Another good episode. This is the Halloween edition, baby. It's going to be fun. We of course, got stupid news. But after that, we're going to talk to Uncle Dickie down there in a spooky ass old bayou. And we're going to hear some stories from him. So, and then I got some stories too, and some other Halloween stuff. And then I'll wrap it up with my typical rambling, bambling, bubbling, bubbling. How's that grab you, grab apples? All right. Well, I guess we'll start in with some stupid news. All right. We will start off the stupid news today. Our precious government is blaming the COVID spike on unvaccinated people. That's pretty funny. If we're having such a spike, how come I'm not feeling it in my little town? Don't get me wrong. We have numbers, and we have people that are sick with it, but the numbers aren't up. Because I get a call every time the school district gets a case of COVID, and I haven't got one in a couple weeks. In fact, it's been less calls this year than last year. Way less. Yeah. And last year we wore a mask, and people weren't really pushing the vaccine yet. Yep, that's what our sweet government's doing. They'll turn their back on you when you don't fucking agree with them. Okay. In Israel, an artist got a bunch of volunteers together to pose naked, and they only covered their backside, but they was covered in white paint. So he got a picture of these, I bet you it's like 100, 200 people, and it's at the Dead Sea. It's something about he did it for the preserving the Dead Sea. So they did this, and that's about 200 people, and this guy took a big old picture of it, and it's pretty cool. It's just a bunch of people in white paint, butt ass naked. All you see is butt cheeks and backs. Huh. Yeah. Check it out. It's in Israel. And then a Turkish woman is 24, and she is 7 foot tall, 7 inches. And she now has the record for a female and the biggest person of all. So she's got 2 records. Yeah. Man. Could you imagine dating somebody that fucking tall? Because I'm like maybe 5'9". That's what my license says. That's what I've always said. I'm 5'9". Yeah, whatever. I wish. But yeah, I'm like 5'8". I'm not very tall, but just think how it would be if you dated somebody that fucking big. That would be weird as hell. I mean, just think of the size difference. Jeez. That would be crazy. Ain't that what the kids say these days? No, these days they say cray cray. I hate that shit. That's so retarded. Who thought of that? It's dumb. Cray cray. That's just the old man coming out at me. And number 4, a Lithuanian man breaks the record for sitting in ice for 3 freaking hours. Why would you do that? And how? I mean, wouldn't your balls and your peckers shrivel up inside you? And wouldn't your feet turn purple? And your hands and everything after a while? I mean, wouldn't you almost die? Get hypothermia? Yeah, but that crazy fucking nut did it. Glad it was him and not me. And a town in Nebraska makes the world's biggest ice cream sandwich at 2,960 pounds. They had to make it in a big old 18-wheeler in a refrigerated 18-wheeler. Yeah, that's how big this motherfucker was. Thing was huge. And then we got the Nightmare on Elm Street house. Y'all remember that movie? Yeah. Well, of course, it was filmed in L.A., but the house is for sale, and it's listed at $3.5 million. Wouldn't that be cool if you had the money to go around and buy these houses for shit, where they filmed movies? That'd be pretty cool, man. Cool as hell. Okay, and then number 7 is from Colorado. A hiker goes missing 24 hours because he wouldn't answer his phone. I guess they kept trying to call him and he wouldn't answer his phone because he didn't recognize the number. So they got a big old search party for him, and they found his ass. And they're like, why didn't you answer your phone? I didn't recognize the number, which I can't blame him. But in a situation like that, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead. I'm out in the middle of the nowhere, so if it's a bill collector, bring it. Yeah. But anyways, that's it for the stupid news. Now remember, stupid news is brought to us by Security Finance. Go there for all your financing needs, baby. Go talk to Carrie. Tell him your old friend from Borderline Texas Trash, Uncle Boo, sent you. Righta. Here in Mineral Wells, Texas, in the Brazos River Shopping Mall. That is Security Finance, Mineral Wells, Texas. Okay, well, I guess it's that time to get Uncle Dickie's booty root in here. Let's see what his scary old ass is doing.
Well, hello everybody. You know who this is. This is your good old friend, Uncle Dickie. I'm so glad you stopped by to my creepy place in the swamp down here in Boothville, Louisiana, babies. But you know who this is? This is Uncle Dickie, baby. It's time to get spooky, booky like a monkey, funky like a monkey with some spunky beans, babies. I'm glad I'm kind of glad y'all came out to see me tonight, guys. It's been real nice, y'all, coming up and checking on Uncle Dickie here. But yeah, the reason I'm playing this scary music because it's the scary time of year, baby. It is Halloween. It's around the corner, and it's amongst us, and it's gonna get us all, babies. I hope everybody's having a good week at work and having a good time. Everybody loving and just being good to each other, babies. Being good to each other. But yeah, this is Uncle Dickie. I hope everybody's fine, living wine, eating wine, drinking wine. Everything's going good in my neck of the woods. We kind of back to normal. We got a lot of all the cleanup done, and we just starting to build now. And it's like I said, it's a big old family down here. We take care of each other down here, and that's just how we do it, babies. That's how the American podcasting dream, Uncle Dickie does it. But yeah, I got some little stories. I had some time to look on the old internet and use the copier here at the shop. Yeah, here in the old office. I'm kind of getting where I know how to do this stuff, cuz. Okay. Oh, first of all, I forgot. Oh, I am Uncle Dickie, you stupid mother. Anyways, and if you hear some gallon in the back, that's just my dogs playing and being nasty and dirty, touching each other's. But anyways, we're gonna do some, all these places I'm gonna go over are here in Louisiana. I don't think I went over them last time, but if I did, I'm sorry if I do it again. Okay, we're gonna start out with the Bentley Hotel in oh, Axadilera, Louisiana. The Bentley Hotel is a classic hotel located in downtown Alexandria that opened in 1908. It reopened as a Mirror Room Lounge in May 1st, 2015. This hotel is said to be haunted by several ghosts, including the original builder, Joseph Bentley, who passed away on the third floor. They say you can see him wandering around the halls of the building during the day. Visitors to the hotel also claim to hear voices of Generals Patton and Bradley discussing war strategies in the Mirror Room Lounge. This hotel was featured in a episode of Ghost Hunters in 2011, where they had many strange, unexplained things happen to them, like people shoving them in the face, giving them a bionic elbow. I'm sorry. I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately. Okay, now we're gonna go over the Diamond Grill in Alexandria, Louisiana, in the same town. Okay, legend at 924 3rd Street in downtown Alexandria is the upscale restaurant started as a jewelry store in 1865 by Scottish immigrants in Louisiana. When they decided to turn it into a restaurant in 1931, they wanted to do alter to the history of the building. The urban legend of Diamond Grill says that an old jewelry store employee named Stella was unhappy that they changed from being a jewelry store to and now she haunts the restaurant. The restaurant staff have said that glasses fly off the shelves, spooky sounds are made in the middle of the night, and doors are randomly locked and unlocked on their own accord. That's pretty creepy. Okay, this next place is guess where? You guessed it, babies, Alexandria, Louisiana. Okay, the Alexandria Zoo. Legend has it that former director Leslie White now haunts the Alexandria Zoo. Les devoted his life to the Alexandria in the zoo, pleading to turn the zoo into something special. He passed away of a heart attack 6 days before his 56th birthday, and visitors claim that he still has unfinished business in the zoo. He said that you can hear his voice and spot his spirit moving around the zoo. So, you go to the zoo, baby, you just might catch more than a zebra or an elephant or a monkey or something. You're gonna see a ghost going booty be boo. Okay, now we're gonna go to the old state capitol building in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This place looks like a big old capitol, like prison. This place is huge, babies. Rumor has it that the Perry Cavalin, a late legislator from Aviolasi Parish, had a heart attack during the debut in the old state capitol. He passed away and was buried near their home in Marcusville, Louisiana. but people claim that he still occupies the building. Security guards have claimed to have motion detectors go off on the security cameras in a row, as if someone is moving room to room. An even creepier event happened in 2009 when paranormal investigators picked up the voice of the entity singing, "You Are My Sunshine." That would scare the living dickens out of Uncle Bowie. I'd get the fuck out of there real quick. That'd scare Uncle Dickie quicker snob, baby. Oof. Okay, the next place we're gonna go to is Pleasant Hall, Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's where the Water Boy's from. Here is an urban legend that can be backed up by almost any LSU alumni or students. There are two versions of this story revolving around a resident that looked to take her own life take her life in the infamous room 312. Once versions say that a girl shot her. One version of the story is a girl shot her boyfriend, then decided to take her own life. The others say that the girl jumped from the window of her room. While there are many stories, there aren't any reports or police reports to back up the stories. Students swear by it. Many residents to Pleasant Hall claim to feel her presence, see her, or have seen her doorroom 312 open and closed on its own. Now that's pretty creepy right there, let me tell you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm rattling around. I'm almost done. We got the USS Kidd in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The USS Kidd is a World War II and Korean warship that's open to the public for touring. The naval destroyer has a rich history, but most people will tell you about the kamikaze attack that killed 38 soldiers and wounded 55 others on April 11, 1945. The USS Kidd was reclaimed after the attack and is now docked in Mississippi River in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as a Naval War Memorial for those who died. Visitors claim to see the spirits of the fallen unformed soldiers throughout the ship, ghostly arms and legs with nobody attached to them, and voices from soldiers in the sleeping quarters. Juicy. Okay, this one is the Logan Mansion in Shreveport, Louisiana. The Victoria-style house was built in 1897 for a beer distributor named Lafayette R. Logan. I wonder if he's kin to Hulk Hogan there. Local legend says that 11-year-old Theodore Hunt leaped to her life from the front window of the attic. In 1904, only 7 years after that, it was built. The current owners, Vicky and Billy LeBron, now keep a log of all the creepy things that happen in the house, like items that move from their spots or door locks or unlocks, and the jiggles of a little girl in the attic. There are even sightings of a ghost in the attic windows, right where the little girl fell from her death. That would suck. That would suck being a ghost. You know what I mean? It would suck jelly beans. Okay, let's see. My last story we got here today is... We got two more real quick we're gonna do. We got Oakland Cemetery in Shreveport, Louisiana. This cemetery has a creepy reputation, but Oakland Cemetery at the intersection of Miami Street and Grand Avenue takes the cake. The cemetery's celebrity spirits, Nathan Goldkind, is said to haunt the area around the grave. He was burned at Oakland after being murdered for cheating during a poker game match by Gus Logan. Locals say his spirit won't rest due to his killer being pronounced from death row. He has a pursuit percent for the ladies, and many women on the tour claim to have their hair played with when they pass by the grave. Pretty creepy. We got one more, babies. Okay, we got Elba Road School in Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana is apparently a hotbed for the haunted location. One of the creepiest sites in the old George Washington Grave School, or Carver School, always has an elaborate road school. It opened back in 1957, but it closed the doors in 1973 due to low attendance. An urban legend in Shreveport says that one of the janitors used to torment the kids until they disappeared, and now the spirits haunt the halls forever and ever. Alright, cool cats and cool kitties, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed my scary stories from Louisiana. But this has been Uncle Dickie, and don't forget, baby, this is the most recognizable voice in podcasting today. You guys be very creepy and be good, be real. Don't be drinking too much of that stuff. Now get behind that wheel, babies. Y'all have a good Halloween. Be safe, be good. This has been Uncle Dickie. We'll see you, baby. Bye.
Well, I'm glad y'all got to hear from Uncle Dickie and his spooky stuff. He likes getting into that, and he knows some people that seen some stuff and likes to dab in that voodoo stuff. Well, down there in Louisiana, it's a pretty popular deal. Well, talk to Uncle Dickie. I guess we'll go over some. We got four legends of Halloween I looked up to go over. So let's check them out. All right. We got the Jack-o'-lantern story to tell you about, the Amityville Horror House. We got the Halloween Massacre and the Murder Cabin. Ooh, spooky, man. Alright, here's the story of the Jack-o'-lanterns and the legend of Stinky Jack. It's an Irish myth about a man nicknamed Stinky Jack. It is believed to have led to the tradition of the carving scary faces into gourds. Yeah, they started doing it on gourds instead of pumpkins at first. So they would cut faces into the gourds. According to the legend, Jack tricks the devil into paying for his drink and then traps him. Traps him in the form of a coin. The devil unfortunately takes revenge, and Stinky Jack ends up roaming the earth for eternity, without a place in heaven or hell, because neither place would take him. Jack does whatever he wants. He has a lighted coal, which he places inside a covered turnip, creating the original jack-o'-lantern. Because back then they put coal in there because they'd put candles or coals, and mostly they just put coals in there. They'd carve them and put coals in there to give the illumination of the, turnip being, the face would light up. And then that's when it got its name, Jack-o'-lantern, because you'd put a jack-o'-lantern out at your house this time of year to keep this creepy little bastard away. Okay, now we all have seen probably the horror movie. It's scary as shit. Amityville Horror Story, right? I seen it when I was a kid, and it scared the living shit out of me. God, it scared me. But that movie was inspired by true events. You probably knew this already, but I'm just going to say it anyway. On November 13th, 1974, 23-year-old Ronald Butch Defoe Jr. murdered his entire family in their sleep. 1 year later, the Lutz family purchased the house in Amityville, New York, where the horror took place. George and Kathy Lutz then claimed they experienced shocking paranormal phenomenon in the house. Green slime oozing from the walls, a creature with red eyes, and multiple family members levitating in their beds. Yeah, it's just all sorts of creepy stuff. You know, excuse me, sorry about that. I thought I felt something in one of my beard hairs was tickling, and I was like, but anyways, yeah, supposedly, like I said, the story, this guy gets up. Now, the story goes, he told cops he heard voices saying, you know, get up, kill him, do it, do it, do it. Well, and supposedly it's on some kind of ancient land, supposedly, but yeah, I think he did get convicted of doing it, but it's still the people that live there now, that's lived there for a while, so they haven't experienced anything. But for some reason, it gave the first family that tried to move in there after all that happened hell. Real hell. Now, this one's creepy. Need to look it up. It's called the Halloween Massacre. Okay. There's a picture of a bunch of people dressed up for Halloween from the 60s. So look up the picture and you know what I'm talking about. It's called the Halloween Massacre. And it's got a bunch of costumes from the, looks like the 40s, the 50s, probably. And back then, they didn't have the ready-made costumes we do now. I mean, they kind of started getting into it, but they were creepy as shit. Well, supposedly, there's a guy with a black hood on with horns, and he is just sitting there looking at the camera. And it says a stared devilishly into the camera while wearing a black mask on... Oh, this one particular photo from 1962 continues to spread a legend, a story about a Halloween massacre. The plot goes like this: the man in the black mask in the photo above was at a costume party and decided to lock all the doors and all the windows in order to attempt murdering each and every guest. 7 partygoers met their end, and the man was never caught. It wasn't until 1969 that his mask was found by the FBI. Is it true? Obviously not. But the possibility of a such slaying still puts shivers down people's spines today. Yeah, because back then their costumes were creepy as fuck. I mean, you could do something like that today. I'm not saying go do that, but that's creepy though. Lock all the doors and windows so no one can get out, and then you just start going and killing everybody one by one. What the fuck's wrong with this guy? That's what I'd say. All right, now we're going to go over the murder cabin. It's not really a creepy urban legend, but in the 1880s in the Ojai Mountain in Idaho, there was a group of hunters staying in a cabin, and after failing to come home after their hunting trip, their families put a search party out to go look for them. Well, the first place they went was the cabin, and they found the cabin, but it was locked from the inside. The windows were also locked from the inside too, and they found all the members dead and their heads bashed or their heads crashed, and no one knows who did it now. No one knows who did it or how. But the incident replaced itself in like the 1970s or something. So it actually happened, but the story kind of started coming up again in the 70s. But they started using, saying it happened like in the 50s or 60s. But it actually did happen, and it happened in the 1800s. Yeah, that's creepy. I mean, it's weird why unexplained stuff like that happens. It's just creepy as pizzazzos. Okay, and I guess next I have my stories to tell. I mean, that was just scary urban legends, if you know what I mean. All right, we're going to go over my last stories I'm going to go over today. Is these are some of the most haunted places in the world. You must have heard about. Now, I might butcher these names because these places are all over the world. So if I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names and I sound like a ding dong reading them. Okay, this is in India. This is a Brahangor Fort. Brahangor Fort. The Brahangor Fort story is that the haunted fort has put its fort from the Alwar district of region among the most haunted places in the world. Excuse me, haunted places in the world. It's not allowed to visit the fort at night. You can see it during the day, but not at night. And according to one of the folklores, okay, sorry if I'm going to butcher its name, but I'm going to give it a try. Tangatrek Singaha tried to use magic to win the heart of a princess, Renata Renata. Sorry, Never mind. Ratafina. We're gonna call her Princess Rafatina. All right, so I don't sound like stuttering fucking Stan over here. Okay, the Princess Ratafina. The princess became aware of the evil plans and ordered him killed. Before dying, the Tangent cursed the residents of the village to die and the houses of the village to remain roofless. Even today, if a roof is built, it collapses. So, are you ready for a trip to the fort? Yeah, they will not let you go there at night. You can only go there during the day, and this place is creepy looking. Yeah. All right, number 2 is the Fernhill Hotel in India. Horror stories related to the scariest of the haunted hotels in India came to limelight during the shooting